So we made it back to the UK. Just finished the gym session, if you couldn't tell. It's a tough one today, legs. So yeah, a bit of a weightlifting, a lot of bike. Like the bike was needed in Christmas, so it hasn't been as much tennis as usual. I think after Egypt, it's been hard, like maintaining that sort of consistency, playing each day. Had so much going on as well, so it's been hard. But now back to the routine. Looking on to the start of the new year, got a lot of stuff coming up for January. Luckily, this time it's quite local. It's UK based, so won't be sort of 6 hour flights just to tournaments. So that's quite good. Anyway, about Egypt. So it was sort of quite a 50-50 choice whether to go or not. I'd sort of seen since September that I've been getting in each week, been really close. I've been like around 5 alternate, so 5 off getting in, but then there's about at least 5 to 10 that pull out throughout the week that are playing there, meaning I would play. So my logic was, turn up in November. I mean, I think I left it maybe a bit too late. I got in some of the weeks in October actually, so a bit frustrating. Meaning I was guaranteed a match, which would have been good. I like to think that I would have gained points, but you can't dwell on it now, obviously. So yeah, we booked November in the end. I think being so last minute too, knowing I was getting in with the other weeks, it was like really expensive just for the flights. So it didn't really make sense, like going all of that way, and it being like, a lot of money. It wasn't like it was even reasonable. It was ridiculous pricing because you're booking sort of 2 days before you're meant to be turning up, and it's really hard also to sort of prep for that as well. There's a lot more that goes into traveling for tournaments than just getting on a plane. There's a lot of like luggage concerns. There's sort of like managing your daily schedule and obviously knowing you're going to be away for a week, so it's managing that. So yeah, it's really difficult, but it was a great experience, obviously. So we actually went for a total of 12 nights in the end. So we thought, because we're booking the flight, it would be worth doing 2 weeks, because there's no point going for one if we can do 2, and accommodation was quite cheap too. So it made sense. It was an all-inclusive. It was really nice actually. The Sharm El Sheikh area is luxury really compared to most tournaments. I mean, here in the UK, you're looking at sort of like Travelodge rooms, so it's quite basic. Whereas over there, there's swimming pools, there are lots of things. I'm pretty sure you saw some of it in the last video. If you've seen that, make sure to check that out if you haven't seen it. It gives you a bit more insight into the travels with Egypt. And so we got there. I can't remember what day it was, but I think Friday night it was, and the sign-in was Saturday evening. So basically, you have to sign in to let the organizer know that you're going to be playing on the Sunday. If you don't sign in on the Saturday, then you're basically not playing the Sunday. So you could turn up all that way. The second week, we actually nearly missed the sign-in on the Saturday. It was with the morning of as well. We meant to sign in on the Sunday morning. We did it 15 minutes left, so it was around the 9 o'clock mark we did it, and I think it was 9:30 that you had to do it by. So it was quite tight. We just forgot in the morning, to be honest. So yeah, we turned up. We signed in the first week. Didn't get in the first week. Bit gutting, really. We were really high on the reserve list. I think something got cancelled, so a lot of the players are moving across to Egypt because obviously there was sort of nothing else on, which kind of makes sense. And I think it being November, there was like way less tournaments. Usually there's about 9 to 12 tournaments per week, but I think there was only like 7 or 6 in November. I mean, December there was only 2 or 3 a week, so that was just impossible. Like if you're unranked, it's not working, and it was in Asia, so it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, they were really stacked the 2 weeks we went. If you look back at the previous weeks, it was a lot easier. And I was speaking to a lot of the guys there, and they said it was a lot easier too. The previous week should have come, but I didn't go. It's really hard to gauge it. That's why getting points is so important, because you just know, don't you? You just know when you're getting in, where, you know how to plan. It makes life a lot more simple. It's enjoyable, sort of trying to chase these points, trying to be a bit savvy with it, but and I guess it makes it more rewarding once you get points. It's that feeling of getting them and being ranked on the circuit. But yeah, it's just one of them things. So didn't get in first week. Still tried to benefit from it though. Went to the gym. We trained every day. Getting training was quite difficult because there's so many players, obviously, and there's only two practice courts. So 2 or 3 practice courts. So it was quite limited. You never really got a full court. I think in the 12 nights we stayed, we got two times where we got the court to ourselves. So yeah, we just made sure we did lots of training, kept it ticking. That's the most important thing. It was really hard to not be negative. It's tough when you're traveling all that way and not getting in. So the fact that we were both able to keep sort of mentally positive was really good. You kind of have to be. It's like there's going to be so many times with this sport that you're going to be feeling quite negative about situations, but you have to just move forward. I've lost so many times. You kind of get to that point now where it becomes normal and just move on from it. You have to not give in to those negative emotions you might feel. So we just powered through the week. So hot as well, so it's really tough sort of being as productive as we could, actually, because the energy was sort of draining our systems. It's 26 degrees at minimum was tough for everything. So we then signed in for second week. My friend actually got in that week. I'll put his channel in the description. You can go and check out his video. He's doing quite well with that. His name's Lemuel Cassidy. So it's really good watching him play. Gutting again that I didn't get in, but he got in, so I could have got in. I wasn't far off. It's good that one of us did. Obviously, the best situation would be both of us getting in, or one of us getting in 1 week, the other getting in the next. That's the most ideal, but it's really unrealistic, to be honest. And it was good to still watch him play, get some insight. I think turning up was still really good. I wouldn't change it for the world. If I could go back, I'd still turn up, because I think seeing that level for the first time was really useful. I think you hear all about these ITFs and wanting to play them, but then when you actually see the level, you can really utilise it. And I actually jotted a lot of things down that I took from the time that I spent there. So I felt like I gained a lot from it. I felt like I improved a lot. And I wasn't blown away by the level. I didn't think but you always have it in the back of your mind. It's like, what if I turn up and the level is just insane? I'm just nowhere near it. But it didn't feel like that at all. Obviously it was still really high, but what I'm saying is it didn't feel like a level I couldn't get to. So that's a good thing. Watched the final 2. That was really good. I think that when I'm able to play well, I play, amazing, and tennis feels easy, but I can't sustain that level throughout a match. It's unrealistic. But with the 2 finalists, their base level, their normal average level, was just ridiculous, and they're just able to obviously maintain that the whole match. So it's getting to a point where playing consistent, playing tough, being mentally tough becomes normal for me. And I think if I'm able to do that, then obviously I want to start winning a lot of matches. The good players do. It's from that week. I don't think it was really tennis at all. It was who had the brains for it. The conditions were windy. The ball was flying out. It was just who was the toughest opponent. That's what it was. Who could grit the most? Who could make more balls in with a good pace? Who could move well? Who could serve well? Hit the spots? So it's nothing I'm really surprised by. I think seeing that firsthand was really good. So I'm obviously eager to get back on court. and to compete. I haven't competed in a while actually, so I'm hoping in January I'm able to do that. Obviously, the best thing would be to get into these matches, but it's never guaranteed. So it's sort of I've got to sort of grind and wait for that opportunity, sort of pounce for everything I can, starting with these ones here, seeing which ones I can get closest to in, whether that's here or abroad. And the moment I can sort of win a match and be ITF ranked, that's when it makes things a lot easier. So fingers crossed.